Hi, I'm Jonathan from Southgate Estates in Exeter. I'm joined today by David, who is a valuer in our company as well. And between the two of us, we do most of the valuations around Exeter for our agency. And today's topic is getting your valuation right and understanding what is the best price to list your property at. First question, David, why is it so important to get your valuation correct?
Well, that's a great question, Jonathan, and that's probably one of the most important questions that you could have asked me, to be honest with you. So obviously, when you're instructing an agent, you're employing them to act on your behalf, to give you really good sound advice on your property, and part of that is obviously you're bringing them into your home to give you an honest and genuine, sincere valuation, a price that your agent feels they can achieve in the current market and in the current market conditions. So, the first 4 to 5 weeks that your property is on the market is really the busiest time. This is it's new, it's fresh, it's just come onto the market, and so the price that it's listed at really needs to be accurate, because if it's not, then those first 4 to 5 weeks will be very quiet. You won't get much interest, and then unfortunately it will go stale.
So before you go to a valuation, do you do a lot of work and preparation before the appointment, or does it all happen in the appointment?
I think what people don't realise is that before we visited you on the day of the valuation, we've already been doing some vital prep work before we get there. We will probably spend somewhere between an hour to an hour and a half looking at your property, looking at comparable properties. So if I was going to value, say, a 4-bed detached house in Heavitree, I will be looking at other 4-bed detached houses within Heavitree itself. What did they sell for? What sort of condition are they in? Were they put on the market by one of our competitor agents, and did they achieve that figure? So we can go back 10 to 15 years, and we can see what it was marketed for and what it actually sold for, so we can see if they managed to achieve close to that price. So what we want to try and do is get a sort of a grounding and a basis before we go in there. We want to try and have a figure sort of within our minds, sort of around £25,000 to £30,000, just as a sort of guide before we visit you, just to kind of get an idea of what we think it might be. But then when we're looking around your property, we will then be taking other things in. So is it modern? Does it need modernisation? Could I just move straight in, or is there work that I would need to do before I get in there? And we're taking all these things into consideration. Parking, is it got a big garden? Has it got a south-facing garden? These are all things that people will be looking at when they want to view your property, all the things that they'll be considering before they decide if they want to buy it.
What level of variance would you expect between the valuations? If you've had 3 or 4 agents in to value your property, how much should they vary? Should some be higher?
Well, I mean, a valuation Jonathan, is a matter of opinion, really. I mean, there's no exact science to valuing a property. There's actually no exact science to valuing anything. It is often down to experience of the person who's giving you the valuation. They'll be thinking of, if I'm going to see a 3-bedroom flat in Belmont Park, have I sold a 3-bedroom flat in Belmont Park in the last few years? So it is often experience that you've got from past sales. That forms a large part of the valuation itself. But then there are other things to consider. But generally speaking, it comes down to a matter of opinion. But what you're really looking for as a guide, I would say a range of about 20,000 should be somewhere. Really and truthfully, you should expect your agents to all be coming in sort of fairly close to each other. The problem comes when it's a long way out.
Do you think some agents exaggerate the figure sometimes?
Unfortunately, yes. It is a competitive business, and we're all vying for your business as a vendor. We want to market your property. It's what we do. It's what we're passionate about. But unfortunately, there will be those agents who will try to win your business purely by offering you an overinflated valuation. This we would be extremely wary of.
So have you got any tips to make sure you get the right valuation on your property?
I have a couple for you, Jonathan. I mean, a really important one is don't give anything away. Quite often agents will ask little intro questions to try and gauge maybe what you're expecting or what sort of valuation you're thinking. Some agents will outright, before they give you valuation, will actually say, what sort of figure are you looking for? And then sometimes they may overinflate their answer, but they'll be looking for some kind of indication as to what sort of level you're expecting the valuation to be at. I would say try your very best not to give anything away.
Best poker face then?
Definitely.
So you've had your 3 or 4 valuations, you've met all the agents. How are you going to choose which one to go with?
You know, Jonathan, that is the $1,000,000 question. You know, you've got 4 valuations, 4 agents to choose from. How do you know which one to go with? Well, I would say don't necessarily gravitate towards the higher valuation, you know, because it's only natural. You know, we all want to try and achieve the best price that we possibly can. And as your estate agent, we want to achieve the best price that we can for your property. But you know, what we're talking about is you're looking to instruct somebody who you feel that you can have a good relationship with. Okay, so this is going to be a long process of marketing, doing viewings, allowing this person and their company that they represent to walk through your property, you know, walk through your most valuable asset. And after they've done the viewings, they've then got to negotiate an offer, and they've then got to do the really hard work, is once we've got an offer agreed, get your sale through to completion. Can I really trust this person to take me through that process from start to finish in the least painful way possible? You know, so people by people is out of those valuations, which one of those people do you trust the most?
Thank you, David. That's a really helpful answer. Actually, we've got another whole video coming out on choosing your estate agent. So please do watch the channel for these other videos coming up. If you've got a video topic you'd like us to cover, please do pop it in the comments and we will do our best to cover that for you. We'd love to hear your feedback on this. And please do watch our other videos, and please do subscribe to our channel.